Okay, so let me proceed in the interest of time. Uh, so I am into my cloud dashboard. Dashboard is like your home screen, wherein you can find all the applications, whatever you have built. Okay, so as of now, my 9 resources I've created, right? You see on the search on the top, there is a search button wherein you can able to search, like, if you would like to create an application, Node-RED application, like last time we have created, right? So just type Node, it will show up for you all the services or apps which are starting with the word Node. Okay, right? So these are the things. Like if you would like to create a Watson Studio service, just type Watson, right? It is searching, services which starts with one, the search button, search space, right? Catalog is a place where you get all the services what IBM Cloud is providing for you, right? Okay, so here is what your featured services means, what, like, the latest recommendations for you, like frequently used services, right? And you can go to services and you can find various categories of services on IBM Cloud, like AI, ML, blockchain, databases, integration, IoT, so on, right? Okay, so what I request all you to do is go to AI and ML, go to AI and ML, and there is a service called Watson Studio, right? Click everybody Watson Studio. Let me also do that. So the moment when I clicked on Watson Studio, it has opened, and you see you have a pricing plan, right? Location, about, create, and right side you see, for me, existing light plan instance, you can have only one light instance, light plan instance. So basically, this error you might not have got. So for you, create button must be in the highlight mode in the blue color. I request everybody to click on create button, right? So as I have already created, I'm just showing how to create. You click on create. Okay, the moment when you click on create, automatically your Watson Studio service gets create. Now what I am going to do is, I'll just go to left top, IBM Cloud is what I clicked, so that I came back to my dashboard. Now left corner again and top, you have navigation menu. Click on that. You see resource list. Click on resource list, and you see here, I have one app, I have multiple services, right? And in which I have already created Watson Studio service. Let me click on Watson Studio service. It is active for me. Region is London. Okay. So you straight away click on Watson Studio by coming to the navigation menu once after your service is created. Okay. Now get started. Click on get started. Maybe guys, if you are not able to do along with me, no problem. Okay, so I guess this is the video, recording is on. Maybe post session, once if you get this recorded version, you can go through it again and perform the demo, right? In the interest of time, let me go ahead and move on. If I have to wait for you, it may take little time. If you can able to follow me, well and good. If not, no worries. Post session you can practice. So what I'm doing is, I have got into Watson Studio service. The moment when I open my Watson Studio service, I have entered into IBM Cloud Pack for data. Okay, so just a second. Okay, So basically, you see what I'm doing is, see, I have entered into, sorry, I have entered into IBM Cloud, right? Okay, right. Now, inside IBM Cloud, I have asked you to create a service called Watson Studio, right? Watson Studio, by coming to category of AI and ML. Okay, Watson Studio is what the service I have created, right? Now, when I created Watson Studio service, you can see internally this as IBM, just a second, IBM Cloud Pack for data. Okay, so IBM Cloud Pack for data is what you are all into. Let me show that. So this is what it is, IBM Cloud Pack for data. So where from IBM Cloud Pack data I have got, this is Watson Studio. The moment when I created Watson Studio, internally it is showing IBM Cloud Pack for data. So this is the place where you can do all your data science related projects. Okay, there are some projects which I have done in the recent past, right? So now I would like to create a fresh project, create a project. Now, create a empty project. Okay, I have clicked on empty project. Now you see, I am giving name as like, CIT uh, ML project. Okay, CIT yeah, CIT ML project. Now, what is this storage right side? Cloud object storage CL. There is a storage, cloud object storage service is already created in my account, and that it is showing up here. So for the first time when you create, it will say add button. You need to click on add, and automatically it will take you to cloud object storage service. Just click on OK, so that cloud object storage is getting configured for you for the first project, whatever you are creating. Sir, for you, all those tips are not coming means because I have already created 3, 4 projects in my IBM Cloud Pack for data, right? So going forward, whatever the projects you create from second time, for every project, your cloud object storage will be available, right? Are you understanding? So for the first project, you have to do your cloud object storage. Cloud object storage service is what you have to leverage. Okay, you need to create this first time. It's very easy. Click just couple of clicks. Okay, so you're right. Now, second project when you create, okay, so this will be helpful here. Third project you create, straight away this will be helpful here. So this is a database kind of service, right? Only first time you need to create, second time, third time, that is available for us. So maybe my my this is maybe my fifth or sixth project, still my cloud object storage is available. So that is what that's how the way you have to understand. Okay, so now let me go ahead and click on just a sec, create. So my new project is getting create. Yeah, CIT ML project got created. Okay, so here I would like to share a GitHub link with you all. Control C, and second. Let me share this link. If you can able to view it. Yeah, can you all see there is a link which I have shared in the chat, github.com/Yuktessh/CEWAI workshop. So basically, you see here, I have shared, the presentation which I have, walked through, and the Excel sheet, Kohli, India win, lose, that page, you have got it here. Actually, the same you can find here as well. So there is a data set called salary underscore data. There is a IPython notebook file. It's a Python file, and there is another data set. Okay, for your practice, web page product set. So basically, I have shared some content that should be helpful for you to build our first machine learning algorithm now. Okay, right. Now let me move on. You can download them and go through little later. In the interest of time, let me proceed. So here, I am in projects. I am in CIET ML project. Now, if I would like to add something to my project, so what you usually add to your project, tell me. So if you have to understand, see, what you add your project, generally, if it is your project, in the project, you have your, dot py file, or it's a Python file. Okay, I am doing in Jupyter Notebook, IPynb file we call. Okay, and along with that, you have your data set. You need to have your data set, right? So that is what your CSV file. Okay, so this is what that 1 lakh rows and 12 columns. You remember 1 lakh rows are there, and 12 columns are there, which we have collected the price of a used car. So that is what call our data, right? So you should be able to read your data into your application, and all this data you should process it, and you need to. So here reading must happen, and training must happen, testing, and then testing must happen. Okay, and your accuracy results you should see, and if accuracy results are not good, you need to go and do some changes in the training and testing. If and then accuracy you have to again compute. If it is good, what do you do is you will deploy this into the client machine. Okay, so this is the other procedure. So this is what your our project is. This is what our project is. So basically now I need to build a file, as well as I need to have a data set. So my project is, let me open the data set and show what is my project is all about. So a simple project I have brought in for you to make you understand the concept of AI application building, how we build a machine learning project, right? So once if you get to know the concept, then it will be very easy for you to understand the further algorithms. So what is my problem is, you know years of experience I have, salary I have, right? So by saying this, can somebody say what is the problem statement here? See, you are a HR, you are the owner of a company, you have like 1,000 employees working in a software company, and you are the owner of that, and you have appointed a HR, daily tens of employees will join your company, right? So HR supposed to decide the salary. So HR is giving more salaries for the employees, right? For the new joinees. So that is like, loss for you, right? So what you have done is you have approached a person like me again, sir, help me an AI application that should help in predicting the salary of a person, right? So how should, see, if a 12-year employee, 12 years experience employee is coming, how much salary I should give to him? If a 4-year employee person is coming and joining in my company, what all things I should check, and how much salary I should offer him, right? My previous HR manually she used to do, and she is ending up in giving more packages wherein I am losing lots of money, right? So see, giving more money means a loss for you. Let us say that there is another HR wherein she is giving very less money. Do you think, are you in profits? You should never think on those lines, right? Because HR has to give proper salaries to the new joinees, right? Proper figures she has to put, right? In place of proper salary. If she start giving less packages, right, it's a loss for the employee, right? So employee will not remain in your company for more time, and that is not the right way of doing thing also, correct? So that's the reason you are removing your HR and you are trying to embed your HRMS tool with an AI application. So that is what the problem statement here which we are working on. So usually you need to train your model with lakhs of data items like this, years of experience. For this much of year of experience, this is the salary. For this much of years of experience, this is the salary. So you are understanding now. Okay, a simple data set I have taken just for your understanding. Later on, maybe you can work with the bigger data sets. So this is called, why years of experience is called what is that? Input variable. Salary is called target variable, output variable, or dependent variable. Okay, based on years only, salary is getting dependent on that. Okay, let me move on and continue with the coding part. Add project, add to projects. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am going to add a notebook file. So I just selected notebook, you see. So okay, before, let me show a demo. Click on create. A basic demo file I'm creating. It's a Python PYNB file, that is IPython notebook file, the Jupyter notebook file. So Jupyter is an IDE where you can do your AI ML coding stuff. So you see what's happening now. It is instantiating runtime for demo beans. For my application, it is constructing operating system and hardware behind, right? So you don't have to install anything, right? Just have cloud account and directly come and work on the browser, right? That's where clouds are pretty helpful for us. So why I created the demo file, just to show you, right? You can work on Python straight away on IBM Cloud like this. Okay, shift enter. That's where it got executed. So point is what I'm trying to tell you. Watson Studio comes along with projects in which you can work with Python language the way how you want. Okay, so whatever you see here is called cell. Okay, if you are familiar with the Jupyter notebook, you can easily understand all these things, right? Okay, so I have shown you a simple demo file, just I kind of trying to show how you can easily work with Python. But our intention is to not to work on the basic Python. Our intention is to work on the machine learning algorithm. So let's go back to our application ML project. Now you will understand. See here, if I go to assets, see here, assets.
Zoom the screen, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Thanks.
So can you see assets? In the assets, demo file got created, right? Just now I have created, right? So for this demo file, Python runtime virtual machine, okay, interpreter, Python interpreter, which version of interpreter it is using? 3.7, right? Maybe 3.9 is latest, that's okay, but 3.7 is also it's not pretty old, it's hardly like 6 to 8 months of old, that's okay. But stabilized interpreters are these, right? So that's how it is. You can go for a Python programming learning directly on cloud also like this, right? Our intention is to move ahead and do our machine learning programming. So let us go ahead and add to project once again. Okay, same notebook file. This time I do a little differently. So let us say this notebook file name is SLR, simple linear regression. I'm Okay. So from file, acha, sorry. Whenever you are doing the blank statement, you are supposed to give name. But from the system, if you are dragging and dropping, obviously that file name it will take. Drag and drop here, upload, right? So you see, you have, let us say, you see now I am trying to upload a file, simple linear regression file. Let me select that and click on OK. Can you see that automatically name has taken, and the file name also you can see in the bottom. Let's click on create. Sir, what you are doing here, from my system directory, there is a already built file I am uploading into the cloud, right? That way you can do, or else you can do all the coding on the demo file only, right? By creating a fresh file, that is also fine. So basically, the existing code I have, uploaded into my cloud environment. Okay, that too in the Watson Studio service, that too in the IBM Cloud Pack for Data in a project. Understood? Okay. Before me explaining this code, okay, first let me try to execute the first cell. So what is this importing packages? I'll just come and let you know what are all these things. But second line is what you are supposed to read the data set. So pd dot read underscore CSV is the syntax which helps you in reading the CSV file through Python code. Let me execute. Shift enter is what I am doing. But what is happening here? You see, file not found error is coming. Sir, this is the code when you are working in the standalone system, right? Not in the cloud environments. Now your code is in the cloud environment, right? So how do you think this will work? This will not work. Now what I am going to do, you see, I'm going to comment this. Okay. You see, I'm going to comment this, and I will pull the data set into the code here. Okay. Drag and drop files here or upload. So basically, let me drag and drop. Where is our salary.csv? Okay. Yeah, you got your CSV file, right? So insert to code in the form of pandas. Select that. Automatically, you have got your code. Are you getting my point? What I have done? I went to drag and drop. I went to my system. I just uploaded the CSV file, and I inserted that CSV file in the form of pandas framework. So basically, pandas helps in creating your data frame. Data frame is nothing but you can imagine like your Excel sheet only, your CSV file only. Okay, so that helps a lot in working with the data. There are multiple functions are there to operate on the data. So that's what it is. Sir, what is this all code? You don't have to bother about it. These are all the code which is specific to cloud, right? Whenever you are working with the external entity, external data, right? It has to ensure of authentication key, like auth ID, key, endpoint. So these are all the code which is being directly created by IBM Cloud only. You don't have to bother about it. But once after your file has come inside to cloud, you see, to read the CSV file, function is the same, right? pd dot read underscore CSV body. Here we are in the body, your data is there. Now we are reading that. Okay, got it. So let me execute this now. When I execute that, head means what? Top 5 rows it will give. So this is what my data set all about. This is what my data set, all that 30 rows of data, whatever you have seen, and this is what my top 5 rows. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me change the name of my variable just for my benefit. Data is equals to df underscore data underscore 1, because whole of my code data set is with the variable name data. So what I'm doing, sir, here, please tell me, just my data df underscore data underscore one is what the variable name. I'm changing its name to data for my benefit because rest all cells are with the data only. So shift enter, you can see the same uh, code. Now, sir, you already outputs are there, no, right? Let me do one thing. Let me go to kernel. Okay, restart and clear outputs so that we can, I will show you right from starting, right? So you see there are no outputs now. Code is there, but there are no outputs. I'll take maximum, 8 to 10 minutes, not more than that. So to explain this entire algorithm, please focus on that. So first line is importing packages numpy and pandas. Okay, so I did that. Got cell got executed, and second cell you understood just to read the data set. We have done that. Third cell is no great explanation, just variable changing and same displaying, right? So years of experience and salary you can see. So I'm describing the data. Okay, so basically to see your spread across of your data, right? To see the statistical summary of your data set, describe is a function we use which is present in pandas module. So using with object data you are reading. So these are all statistical information. Total number of rows are there. What is the mean average of it, standard deviation, the way how data spread is there, how data points are how they are deviating each other, right? Minimum value, maximum value, percentile. Percentage is different, percentile is different, guys. Try to understand. 25 percentile means, let's say you have 3.2, like 3 lakhs to 3 lakhs 2 and below are all comes under 25 percentile. So 4 lakhs 7, sorry, 4 years, it's not 3 lakhs, sorry, 3 years 2 months, right? So 4 years 7 months and below experience all guys comes under 50%, right? If you know GRE TOEFL results, people give in terms of percentile, but not in percentages, right? So that difference you should observe, right? So now next what I'm doing is, see, I'm just showing some important steps, right? Sir, is it really mandatory to put or not? Okay, it depends on the data scientist, the way how they are building. So here what I'm doing is I'm trying to check whether any missing values are there or not, right? This is the code to check for missing values. Data dot is null dot any, right? So years of experience, no missing values, that's the reason false. Salary also no missing value, that's the reason it falls. So here you need to study if it is true, how to refill them. That's where you will study using in the data preparation, right? Data handling missing values. You can replace it with the mean of that column. You can replace it with 0. You can delete that row. There are multiple